are called, you and I, to interpret material things in a spiritual way. That's the key to growth. Interpret material things in a spiritual way. If God is everywhere, take a minute and go, wait a minute, what if there's a moment here where I can grow? What if there's beauty and truth and an opportunity for honor and victory and growth? What if God's happening? What if love could happen here? All you got to do is be a little bit of a dreamer, and things can start to change for you. Interpret material things in a spiritual way. A lot of people do the opposite. They take big, amazing spiritual things and they filter them down into something that's manageable. They take a big idea like love and they filter it down to chemical reaction and ego stuff and drama and attention. They take a big thing like beauty and they filter it down to some little moment. You know what I mean? It's a choice. Find something that's bigger. We are called to dream, and to dream big. Because here's the thing. Say what you want about God. Everybody's got their own ideas about that. Everybody's on a different level of working on that idea. But here's the thing that I say about God. God is certain. I don't believe in a waffling God, as much as I like breakfast. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I don't believe in a God that changes his mind. I don't believe in a God that's here sometimes and gone other times. I don't believe in an absentee landlord kind of a God. My concept of God is too big for that, and yours is too. Otherwise, you would have stayed home in the rain in Florida. God is certain, certain as a sunrise, sure as gravity, true and strong as love. That's how this works. And it's good to know that, because I don't know about you, but I've had times in my life where I just wanted something to feel certain. Come on, because there's something that just I can rely on, some moment. So often what people want is just some sense of certainty from God. Can I just get that? Can I get certainty from God that something's going to work out? You have your die-hard moment where it looks like the German terrorists are going to win. Literally or metaphorically, that's up to you. But we've all been there, one way or the other. Here's the thing. If you want certainty from God, be certain about something in your life. This is about practicing the golden rule with God. So find something. I know there's a lot of things that feel up in the air, but I am here to tell you there is something that's certain about you. There's something that you love, something that you just know, something that is there for you. Art, truth, beauty, love, a moment, something that just big or small, doesn't matter. Start where you start. Find something that you just know and live from that place. And that will grow in you. I promise. Doesn't have to be big. Like I said, start where you start. Something will happen. Because, here's the catch. You ready? Here's the switcheroo. Every single line of the Sermon on the Mount, in fact, everything that Jesus talked about involved some inversion, involved looking at it another way, involved a switcheroo. Over and over again, the Jesus Christ message is, you know what? You got everything it takes, but you got to look at this a different way. You thought it was this, but it's this. Over and over again. So here's the switcheroo about the golden rule. You ready? It's not optional. It's the rule. It's not the golden guideline. It's not golden advice. It's not a golden tip. It's the rule. If it's God's stuff, it ain't optional. It's happening already, over and over again. You're told in the Ten Commandments, for example, watch what happens if you go back and you read them not as thou shalt not, but rather thou can't do it. Thou can't not. Take a minute. But think about this. Here's the thing about the golden rule. You are doing it already. You are already doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. Dr. Phil says we teach people how to treat us. That's just a small version of this big idea. You are already doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you don't like what things are going on between you and somebody else? Think about how you're acting and think about how you feel about yourself. What are you worthy of? You are doing unto others as you would have them do unto you right now. In other words, you can't love somebody else any more than you love yourself. Remember, Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself. That implies that some love gets to stay home. What are you worthy of? And let's blow that idea up and say it this way. your idea of God, your relationship with God, your concept of God is limited or expanded by, defined by, expressed by, constrained by, empowered by your ability to serve God's children. There are lots of people that go, God is big and wonderful and isn't that great, but I really can't stand other people. Then it's just words. They're pretty words, but they're just words. Our relationship with God is defined by our ability to serve and love God's children. Practicing the golden rule doesn't mean loving the sky. It means loving God's children. It means a moment of service, a moment of dignity, a moment of honor and truth between God's children. Because God is bigger than something far away. As you know, we talked about it some time ago, the formula for miracles, the formula for prayer that works is based on two concepts. If your prayer isn't working, ask yourself two questions. How big is my idea about God, and how worthy am I? And on that graph, you can chart effectual prayer. Because maybe you've got a tiny idea of God. Well, you're going to have tiny room for miracles. Maybe you've got a tiny idea about what you're capable of. Well, there's no room for God to happen in your life. But what happens if you turn that around? How big is your God? How worthy are you? Because I remember that image and likeness part. I remember that light and salt part. Don't you? What does it take to feel just a moment of worth? I'm not saying you got to have it all figured out, but just a moment of worth. Yes, stuff happens. Yes, there's problems to solve and growing to be done. Okay. I'm here to tell you you can do it. We're here to tell you you can do it. There's something really special about having a family, biological or otherwise, that says, you know what? Yeah, that's really weird, that thing you're going through, but you can do it.